guys. How are you guys doing today? My girls are both asleep right now, so this is like a once in maybe every 3 months that baby will actually take a nap. So I decided to take the time and make this video for you. I get questions all the time about products that you would apply at the root. Everyone knows about hairspray and how to apply products on their ends, although I do have some tips and tricks coming up for you about that too. But most of the really popular products that are happening right now are applied at the root, and I feel like a lot of people are doing it the wrong way. So there's 3 main products that are popular that are being applied at the root. First, there's the one that you apply when your hair is wet, and that's just a root lifter. A lot of them are moussey consistencies, and like I said, you apply them when your hair is still wet. And then you blow dry with them in your hair, and it just kind of gives you that extra hold and makes it so the hair doesn't want to dry slicked against your scalp. And then there's dry shampoos, which are applied in the same way. So I'm just going to give you an example of how to apply them by using my dry shampoo today. I don't want to necessarily come on camera with my towel and wet hair, so this is a much easier way to film, and it is applied in the same way, and I'll talk about that later. And then the third product are dry powder root lifters. So they're kind of like this. There's another one that's popular by Big Sexy Hair. This one is my favorite, and it's by Osis. It's called Dust It. So let me just tell you what my favorites are really quick. My favorite root lifter that's like the moussey consistency is one by Moroccan Oil. I already told you my favorite root lifter that's in the powder form. Oh, so sorry. And my favorite dry shampoo is this one by Batiste, and actually all of them by Batiste. They have a ton of different scents. I don't like the ones that say that they're for brunette or colored hair though. Those smell and feel like the artificial hair color that you like apply for Halloween. Anyway, so I don't like those, but I like the Batiste dry shampoo, and I'm a fan of any of the scents. And then I do use these for my blondes because there is a little bit of a white cast, but it's the right kind of a white cast that it actually just makes me look like my hair has been touched up. It doesn't look powdery or like too chunky almost. Some of the other dry shampoos do that. And then my favorite dry shampoo for my darker haired girls is this one by Kenra, the Platinum line, and it's just called dry shampoo. And it smells amazing, but it is a little bit on the pricier end. This one's only $7 at Ulta, and that Kenra one is around $20. But it does last me a little bit longer, probably because it isn't powder in aerosol form. It's more of a liquid, so I get more uses out of the bottle. But those are my favorites, and now I will teach you how to apply them. So first, for the root lifter, that's the moussey consistency, and dry shampoo, what you're going to do is you're going to take 1-inch sections down from your part and just apply them, spraying directly at the scalp. So I'm going to talk about 2 different terms today, and that's scalp and root. So you're going to point your nozzle directly at the scalp because the nozzle has a spray that will disperse it on both sides. It's not like a stream or a line, you know, so you can apply it right there and cover the entire area. So all you would do is take that 1-inch section, go 8 inches away from your head, and just kind of spritz that on there until you can start to see it mattify with this, or until you see the product dispersed with a root lifter. And then don't forget to do the back, especially with dry shampoo. This is usually where it's the most oily, especially if you sleep on your back. And as a good measure, 8 inches is about the size of the bottle. So, and then for root lifter, you are done. At that point, you just disperse it with your fingers, squish the little moussey consistency around until you don't see any like white anymore, until it just looks like it's been dispersed on your roots, and you blow dry. But for dry shampoo, You can also disperse it with your fingers, but I don't recommend doing that for very long because there are oils in your hands, and as you do that on your scalp, those oils are going to transfer to your hands instead of staying on your hair. And instead they're going to work at absorbing the oils on your hands, and you want them to do their job on your hair. So I like to use either a brush to kind of dust all the product through, or I just wait. And naturally, like as the hair is moving, it'll kind of settle, and any of that white cast that has been there, if it's been applied correctly, will settle on its own. But I do suggest that you spray your part last. A lot of girls start by spraying their their dry shampoo at the part. And the problem with that is a lot of times the issue is actually from grease that's underneath, and you're just going to overwhelm your part with product and not actually stop the solution. So maybe it looks better, but give it an hour and then that oil is going to work its way back up to your root, and you're going to feel like your dry shampoo didn't do its job. So do the sections first, and then after it's settled for a little bit and absorbed as much oil as it can, then dust the part. And I go as far away as I can with my dry shampoo application for the part, just so that it disperses even more softly and naturally, so that I can really try my best to make sure that there isn't any white cast. And then if it still has a little bit of a white cast, I'll take a brush and brush it through. So that is how I apply my dry shampoo. And if you're one of those people that gets greasiest like right around your ears or at the nape of your neck, the same principle applies, that if that's where your grease is, then it will transfer its way up, and in a couple of hours it's going to seem like your dry shampoo isn't doing its job. So find out where your grease is lying, and maybe it's in your whole head, or maybe it's just in a couple of more concentrated sections, but apply your dry shampoo there, because the sebum is meant to transfer. It's trying to go from your root all the way to your ends. So it's going to work around in your hair as you move and as your hair shifts throughout the day. So if you're wanting to combat that the best, then make sure that you apply it everywhere, not just at your part. The other product that I'm talking about today is powder root lifters. They're getting really popular right now, and I love them as a hairdresser. They are a huge aid to me, especially when I'm doing updos for my brides, or just for that client. I live in Utah, so that client that just really wants some extra volume. The way that they work, the science behind it all, is it reacts with the ions in your hair to make them not attracted to each other. So instead of clinging next to each other, the hairs want to be separate. So the way you have to be careful in the way that you use them, especially if you have short, fine hair, because it could actually make your hair staticky if you apply too much. So this is going to help combat that, and also make it so that maybe you haven't wanted to try these products before because they feel too gritty on your hair, or you don't like the way that it makes your scalp feel, and this will combat that as well. So what you do is take those 1-inch sections like I talked about with all of these products, flip it over, and what we're going to do is I'm going to apply the product on my roots about 1 inch to 2 inches away from my scalp. A lot of people think that you squeeze the bottle directly at your scalp or tap the bottle at your scalp in order to give it that root lifted look, but actually what that's doing is dispersing this product onto your skin, and we don't want to put it on the skin, we want to put it on the root of your hair. So the way that I do it is I tap the product. I'm going to probably apply too much of it. Oh, there we go. You can start to see it coming out, hopefully. Yeah, definitely a little bit too much of this right now, but it's for television, I guess. And then I'm going to take that section and I'm going to lift the hair up and kind of shake it. And what that's going to do is that powder is going to settle its way down into my, towards my scalp without actually getting it on my scalp. So then what that does is this whole section of my hair has that product in there. It's dispersed evenly. It doesn't look like I've put too much product in. It's not like that you can see any of that white anymore. But I don't have to deal with the itchiness that happens when you overwhelm your scalp with product. I'm not feeling like it's gunky or textury or kind of like clumpy that sometimes some products like this will do. And that's just solved by applying it the right way. So I'm going to do the same thing over here in case this lighting is a little bit better. And I always do it on the up hair, the hair that's being over directed, not this hair, because I don't know, it just makes it easier for me. So where that bend is from my over direction, I'm going to apply that product and then grab the section and kind of tap it up so that it'll just settle in. And then, there we go, that product's in there. I just used a little bit, but it's enough because it's coating the entire section and giving me the volume that I want. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about these techniques or about the products that I'm using, go ahead and ask them in the comments below. And also, if you have any other questions about how to use products, what products you should be using for your hair type or texture, or any other questions regarding hair, I would love to answer them. That's my favorite part of my job, is the teaching aspect of being a hairdresser. And I just can't wait to share more videos with you in the future. So thanks for watching.